Welcome to the 2022 IPF World Open Equipped Powerlifting Championships. Presented by Eleiko and SBD, we are live from Viborg, Denmark, in this, the 50th anniversary year of the IPF. My name's Joe Whiteley, I'll be here all week, and I have my good friend here, Gary Williams, who will also be commentating on these championships all week.
Yeah, it's great to be here, especially for the 50th anniversary of the IPF. I mean, it's a really special moment, and it's a special competition. I mean, this is the last big IPF competition of the year. This is, for an athlete, this is your last shot for a 2022 World Championship. After that, you got to wait till next year. So everyone's throwing everything they've got into it this time around. So, and this 52 kilo class, it's going to heat up as well, I think.
Oh, I think it is. We have some huge lifters here. I mean, they're lightweight lifters, but they're heavy hitters
huge
in
in
numbers. Yeah,
not in body weight.
Absolutely. So you've got the running order on the screen at the minute. So we have 11 lifters in class. This is the 52 kilo class. We had the 47s earlier this morning. Absolutely dominated by Yukako Fukushima. And we have just seen in the 59 kilo class, Franklin Leon of Ecuador take his first world title after years on the second step. Emotional moments.
It was a very, very big deal. He's been working towards it for such a long time. And we've got a real mixed field in here. We've got some juniors, some sub-juniors lifting, some masters lifters lifting in here as well. So it's really going to tighten up. We've got some big squats coming. The current open world record, 220 kilograms. That is massive.
That is absolutely huge. But you know what? I think Susanna Kula did 210 in the last
I think she's thinking about it.
I think she is. But we're underway already. And we have Huang Guichen from Chinese Taipei for 110.
Get those first lift nerves dusted off a little bit, get the equipment settled in. Oh, she's dialed that in well in warm-up.
Really
you can see her
nice.
warm-up's gone really well.
I think her suit isn't massively tight, which I think people sometimes make a mistake of just going into tighter and tighter equipment instead of getting stronger and learning the equipment.
Yeah, I mean, there is that big misconception, just make it tighter. And it doesn't always work that well. It doesn't go to plan. And you're right, you've got to get stronger, learn the equipment, learn how it works.
We have Gerlin Mapea from Estonia out next. She's looking for 150. Still a junior lifter.
This isn't the first time we've seen her, I don't think.
No, absolutely not. I think she was at the juniors quite recently as well.
She moved that really quick, waiting for the referees and white lights.
Good lift. Now, it's unusual to see a lifter's delts as they are walking away on the platform. She's wearing an erector shirt. And that is the only time you can have your delts uncovered.
150 kilos, Eva Buxbaum of Denmark.
Now here's another familiar face, Eva Buxbaum. She absolutely stormed the World Masters in Canada a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, very experienced lifter, very good lifter.
I think she took most of the M2 world records at that competition.
You can see her really digging that bar into her back, getting it really well positioned there.
She's going to have to step this out fairly soon, though. The clock is ticking down.
And a very well conserved walk out there as well. Oh, didn't move super fast.
I think that's typical of her lifting quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, she's got quite a
though.
wide stance as well.
She does. And that's a good lift. She's on the board. I mean, it's a big ask, isn't it? You go and take the world title in Canada, and then you come straight to the
Open. 2 week turnaround, that is. Yeah, 2 weeks, I'm still recovering.
So next out, we have Sandrine Kinedon from Sweden. Swedish lifter, French name. And she's opening with 152.5.
in Sweden, the home of Aliko. Moved really fast.
I'm going to wait
it's
for
going to
the
be
light.
very close.
2-1, she's on the board. So I know her training, she's had some difficulties recently, but she said in warm-up things were going well, so hopefully she can push on now. Next out, Emma Goodwin for 165. Big squat in the 52s.
And she lifted in Stavanger last year, yeah?
Yeah, she was at Stavanger. If you remember, she pulled that world record and it just went out of
That's
her grip
right.
at the last.
Yeah, she's back for some more action.
She was out at the World Games as well. Didn't have the best time. She's looking strong
that looks
today.
pretty good. That was a good opening lift. It's not far away from a personal best either. I wouldn't be surprised to see her push past that today.
So next out, we have Victoria Cichocka from Poland. Same weight, 165. Now she's a sub-junior. She's the current sub-junior world champion.
Well, I tell you, she's not opening far off that world record for the sub-junior.
Where's that at, Gary?
185. And remembering she can't chip it.
Not certain of depth. No, she got a yellow card from the side referee. I think that was for commands. I couldn't see any other failures.
Yeah, we sort of can't get that on the replay, unfortunately.
Yeah. Carmen Bueno, Ecuador, out next. Ecuador has just had a massive triumph for Franklin Leon taking the title in the 59s. So hopefully that's a buoyant coaching team out there.
And when someone does something like that, it really does build the confidence of the team. The jury having some movement there.
Yeah, with the jury on their feet. So, Cichocka has had her lift overturned because she beat the command, which only one of the referees picked up. But the 2-1 decision, the jury can get involved, and they did. Wow, that came up really strong, didn't it?
Super fast.
So that was Carmen Bueno, Ecuador, for 170.
And the referees have said good lift. She's got some real motivation going now, some real momentum coming from the other team member. It can make a huge difference when someone does that early on. It just flows through the rest of the team.
Next out, we have EJ Su from Chinese Taipei for 175. We're really getting some big numbers on the bar now.
She's the lightest of our lifters today, weighing in at 49.82, I think. Yeah, light. No, yeah, she's the lightest.
So only just into class, really. Look at that grip. How would you feel about that as a referee? You see that from the front again. She's.
Well, it's just within the rules.
And the referees agree with you, that is a good lift. I'd be concerned it wasn't under control.
Yeah.
I think, as you say, that's on the very limit of what the rules allow.
It's on the very, very edge, and and you don't want to be on the very, very edge of a rule, because then you're attracting attention from the referees.
But also you're leaving it in their hands whether they decide to penalise you or not. So here's another familiar face. We have Anastasia Derevienko.
Yeah, plenty of experience.
She took the bronze out at the World Games in July. Just missed the overall podium at this competition last year.
And a very familiar coach as well. I run into him at the airport nearly every competition. Very great hand position there, tightening the back up.
Now that wasn't as easy as you might have liked.
I would have expected it to be easier. I mean, it's 10, 20 k's under her personal best, but she did get a bit stuck in the middle there. I mean, it's the first lift. You're dialing in that equipment. You're getting it right. And, sometimes that first lift works really, really well. Sometimes it's a bit tougher than expected.
Next out, we have the current European champion, Karen Hesthammer. She's opening with 185 kilos. This is a long way below her personal best of 212.5. So we'd hope to see her smoke this and then push on. And smoke it she does.
Yeah, that was a very nice opening lift. Not expending too much energy.
And she quite rightly looks pleased with that.
205 on the bar now. Last lift in round 1. This is Zuzana Kula, Poland.
So next out we have Zuzana Kula. What an absolute phenom she is. She's the current World Junior Champion. She took was it the silver at the World Games? I think it was. At the World Games, she took the silver and she was the first Polish woman ever to take a medal at the World
And she's
Games.
still a junior.
This is her last competition as a junior. Last year, yeah.
Well, the World Junior record is 207.5.
And that's her own.
Yeah, so I would expect to see that.
So she did that at the UK Arnold. She put in a great performance at the UK Arnold. Took the squat and total world record there.
She is an absolutely fantastic lifter.
She still holds a lot of 47 kilo records as well. She was second to Fukushima in the 47s last year, but she's gone up this year to the 52s.
Yeah, so it's always interesting to see what the extra sort of movement in weight class will do. I mean, she moved that quite well. I mean, it probably looked a lot harder than it was for an opening lift, but that's a little bit of how she lifts as well.
Yeah, I think she's. I think she'll put 7.5 maybe on there for her next one. So that's where we are at the moment after the first round of squats, with Zuzana Kula having established quite a lead, 20 kilos ahead of Karen Hesthammer. But it's not where you start; it's where you finish.
Yeah, you've got to keep putting them on the board, and it's tough.
And she has put 7.5 kilos on, which would smash the junior world record.
Smash and bring her very, very close to the open world
and
record.
Line her up for a run at the open.
And that's a smart move, not going out too hard, too fast.
So we're back round to the top now with Huang Wei Chen from Chinese Taipei, and that was 115 kilos.
Yeah, it's moving really well. She's getting real hang of it.
And next out it is Gerlin Maipea from Estonia. She's gone up 7.5.
Yeah, I mean that's 7.5 is a fairly standard sort of movement for this weight class in equipped. It's fast, she moves them so quickly. I always say a quick squat is a good squat.
Yeah, you don't want to be hanging around down there. And here is Eva Buxbaum. Absolute phenom in the M2s. She took the best lifter, no surprise, in the M2s out in Canada.
And plenty of home crowd support.
So how much advantage do you think from being on home turf? There's the travel advantage. There's
Yeah,
not
look,
to go anywhere.
I think in equip lifting it's so much more of an advantage than classic because you're not having to deal with the travel, you're not having to deal with the food changes, you know, so you can really manage your weight quite well. You know, your suit's going to fit you the same as it did in training last week. You know, when you travel halfway across the world, suddenly your suit's too small or it's too big,
And maybe you don't have your coach wrapping your knees.
yeah.
Oh, it's a good lift for Eva. I think she's now within range of her own world record, the M2s of 160. Might see her take 162.5 for her next. But here's Sandrine Kinadon from Sweden for 157.5.
It's a tough field, this 52 kilo weight class. Absolutely littered with huge, huge lifts. It'll be close.
So we're going to wait for the, yeah, unfortunately 2-1 the other way this time.
Yeah, just didn't quite get down there.
But the strength is there, which is a triumph in
look,
itself.
it's moving really well, and then sometimes, in some cases, that can be just enough to give you the confidence to go a little bit lower, knowing that you can handle the weight really well.
So here is Victoria Cichocka from Poland for her second attempt at 165. Arkadio Zdolnek from Poland is coach, a very familiar face as well.
So her first lift was overturned at 165.
And that's not deep enough.
Yeah, the pressure's getting to her a little bit now.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is.
on the board.
I beg your pardon. I apologise to the lifter there. We didn't really get a good view of it on the replay. And I can see, no, the jury's on their feet.
Oh, I have a feeling that might happen.
So we have a 3-man jury at this competition, and they get the repeater monitor with the slow motion replay, which the referees don't have the advantage of. So that was overturned, and that is no lift. So the Polish sub-junior is in trouble now. But we have Emma Goodwin on the platform right now for 175.
Yeah, she had a great opening lift. Everything's looking really good. You know, we saw her earlier at the back in the warm-up room. She seems in really good spirits and confident and feeling good. You can see those wraps are a little bit tighter this time around. Depth looks good from here.
Yeah, looking good. And I can hear we have the British team in the audience. It's great when the team come down and support the members.
Yeah, look, it just makes such a difference when you're out there.
Yeah. Next out, we have Carmen Bueno, Ecuador for 180.
She had a good opening lift, moved really well, but she is getting it fine. Is she coming out? Yeah, she is.
She's been delivered to the
delivered to the walk-in area.
She's going to have to get a little bit of a wiggle on though. She's got time to do a decent setup, but maybe nothing too elaborate.
She's a bit late on that breath there. Pushed it back up.
It didn't look deep. No.
Yeah, she really rushed herself, and you could tell when she started that lift, she was taking that breath in when she'd already started the movement. Just rushed things a little bit.
So here is Sui J from Chinese Taipei. Big weight on the bar. This will move her up to second place in the squat.
Their team keeps getting bigger and bigger and better every year.
Yeah, huge team here this year. Really
Looks okay
nice.
from here.
Yeah, the weight slowed her down a little bit, but she didn't let that deviate her position at all. Kept her position really well and just kept pushing. Here we have Anastasia Derevienko from Ukraine for 192.5. Getting her close to the best she's done in competition now.
Yeah, I think we'll see her push past that today. She's looking very good in her first lift. And she gets those hands into a great close position and those elbows tucked right in and tightens that back up.
I can feel my elbow aching as I look at that.
That's a great shot from behind where you can
Yeah.
really see those traps and everything sitting in. Oh, she handled that well. She got a little bit out of position on the way up, but she managed that absolutely perfectly, as you'd expect.
So that's moved her up to silver for now. However, Karen Hesthammer is looking on great form, and she's about to come out for 195. So not quite a home nation lifter, but certainly within the Nordic group of countries.
There's that wide stance.
Oh, and it's a tough one. But I think she's got it.
Yeah, she did really well there. You could see the right knee started to drop in and she pushed it back out again. She stayed in control really well there.
So that moves her up now to second.
This will be the world junior squat record on her second attempt. It's successful.
So next out, the phenomenal Zuzana Kula. Polish pocket rocket.
Yeah, you're not wrong. 212.5 kilos.
This puts 5 kilos on her own junior world record.
Not just beating her own world record,
that she only
absolutely
set about
destroying it.
6 weeks ago.
You know, it's not just that impressive, 6 weeks between competitions, but it's also a lot of travel between competitions as well.
It is, it is. She set that at the... I mean, she's been to Turkey as well in the meantime.
Oh, she's going to blind it. She's got this.
Now,
I didn't see any downward movement from this angle.
Yes, it's on the board.
That is... She had to fight for that one, and that's the traditional exit from the platform for an equipped lifter in this weight class.
That was absolutely phenomenal. She trains at the same club as Arkadiusz. They train together all the time, so he's
fantastic.
Clearly very invested. But that was superb. That is a new
Absolutely fantastic to see that.
junior world record for Zuzana Kula. Now, would you come out again, or would you start warming up your bench?
You know, you've put in so much in that, I would have to consider skipping my last. You know, that was a hard lift. Any more on that is going to be... And I see they've only put the minimum on 2.5 kilos.
Yeah, a lift has gone in,
I don't know if I'd come out.
So there wouldn't be any point in... Usually, if you're in a group like this, you would put a lift in so that other people don't get wrong-footed with the knee wraps.
I think I'd be saving myself.
But they're last out, so there wouldn't be any point in putting it in. However, I'm talking over Huang Guichen from Chinese Taipei, who is on the platform for 120. And she is 343 at her first
they are
World
smooth.
Championship. Yeah.
Every single one of those lifts was just so smooth. And she's got a really nice bar position. It's not really deep low bar, but it's not high bar either. It's sitting really nicely. Keeps her a little bit more upright.
So next up we have another world record. This is Eva Buxbaum looking to extend her own M2 squat record she set in St John's only a couple of weeks ago.
That is it. That is a lot of travel.
Yes, Canada is St John's in particular is a long way from Europe because you have to fly right past it and then come back out.
Yeah, and her second lift looked good. You know, as a coach, I would have no reason to be doubting this in any way.
And it's slow, but it just keeps moving.
You know, all her lifts always look like that. You can never really judge how hard it was.
And she gets a hug off Jan Pink in the before she leaves the platform. Do you know, it's always reassuring to see him on the platform, especially walking out. You think, I'm not sure about this squat. Jan's got my back. It's fine.
It's really great when you know, and you get a lot of competitions, and you know, the squatting crew are so supportive.
They really are. They really are. They want every lifter to get the lift. Well, of course they do. They don't want to pick it up, but.
It just means loading and unloading again.
So here's Sandrine Kienadon from Sweden. She missed 157.5 on depth. So she was 2-1 in a good way for her first one, 2-1 in a bad way for a second, but she's gone up another 5.
Yeah, look, in equip lifting, I mean, in classic lifting, I tend not to go up if you miss a lift, but in equip lifting, you know, I'll make that call quite often. Ooh, got a little bit out of touch at the bottom there.
I'm not certain at all.
I'm not 100% on that one, but she's got 2-1 in the favour this time. She got
Yeah, that was a good call.
A little bit out of shape at the bottom there, but she managed to put it back really well.
Just needs to just get a couple of inches more depth to put it beyond the referee's call.
Yeah, you don't want to draw attention to it.
Gelin Maipea now from Estonia. You don't see a huge team from Estonia, but it is growing.
Yeah, the sport is definitely growing. We had the university championships there a few years ago, I think. Ooh,
She
really
just
sat
fell
back on
into
that.
the hole there.
Well caught, loaders, well caught. That is no
And great work by the spotting team there.
165 goes on the bar for Victoria Sihotska.
Yeah, you could see just as she hit the bottom, just shifted back a little bit.
Sure, I don't need to tell you what to do. Let's make some noise.
So next out, she is looking relaxed, but this is a lifter in trouble, make no mistake. This is Victoria Sihotska.
It's a tough position because the weight's not the issue, but
So
you put
the
yourself
first
under
one,
pressure
She
now.
jumped the correct command. The second one, she put depth. We know she could do it. Like you say, she's moving the weight very easily.
And now,
Needs to
you know, having
commit.
missed the first two, this is a confidence thing now as well.
But this is where you have to commit to the depth. There's no point standing up if you didn't get all the way down. I don't know.
I'm going to wait for this one. I'm not making any calls here. And she gets it on the board. Finally, 3 white lights.
180 on the bar now.
You see that back from the side? It was a little bit untidy, let's say.
Bars loaded, 180 kilos, Carmen Bueno, Ecuador.
But she's on the board, and that's all that matters. Carmen Bueno next. She missed her second on depth. She's coming out for the same again, 180.
That squat suit looks pretty tight too.
Interesting, her wrist wraps were a long way down her arms.
Stands up well.
Yeah, I think that was lots better, yeah. That's a good lift.
And a good lift for Carmen Bueno, 180 on the bar now. For Emma Goodwin, Great Britain. Sue and Deravienko, get ready. Bars loaded, 180 kilos. Emma Goodwin, Great Britain.
So here's Emma Goodwin.
Yeah, look, she's been looking really good the first two lifts. This is a really important lift, though. If we get this one on the board, she actually puts herself in a position where she can think, maybe I've got a shot of getting on the podium here at the end of this.
She's got a huge deadlift, and that gives her a big advantage.
Really important to get this one on here. You know, we always talk, you know, adding to your total, chipping away. And her first two lifts looked really good. I wouldn't imagine this one not coming up. She stands up really well, but
as the others. But it's deep enough. Emma Goodwin gets 3 good lifts. Yeah, that's a much better view from the side.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to tell from this angle sometimes.
It's surprising how much the camera changes what you can
look
see.
At a lift and think, no way. Then we see the sign and go, oh, it was very deep. And
so here we have Suijie from Chinese Taipei. Gone up all the way to 192.5. This will put her on the squat podium temporarily. But she can't affect whether everyone else then comes past. She just has to get herself in place.
Yeah, look, you've just got to do your job and, you know, keep an eye on what's coming from behind, but create opportunities or wait for opportunities to present themselves and be in the position to take them. Yeah, when she got to the bottom there, it just didn't look like it was working properly.
She's okay. If you fail a squat and Jan's behind you, you're good. 200
Yeah,
I
you
think
can see
maybe
at the
just a
bottom
little
there.
bit too heavy.
Ukraine, Estama and Kula, get ready. Last 3 squats of the day. Bar is loaded. 200 kilos. Anastasia.
So we have the 3 lifters remaining that are guaranteed medals in the squat.
Yeah, they're
Here
trying to
comes
find their way up a
Derevienko.
little bit.
She's got the bronze, absolutely guaranteed. No one can take that away. But she is looking to move up 1 place to the silver. 200 kilos on the bar. This is a personal best attempt.
This is a massive squat.
And we all love those round numbers, don't we? We all look to be in the 200 kilo club or the...
It is, it's those, you know, it's those milestones, isn't it?
Oh, and
It
it's
just
not
wasn't
going
there.
today.
You could see as she came out of the bottom, she came out of the bottom quite quickly, but just didn't stand up with it fast enough and got her in that forward position. And it's very difficult to get out of that position when you've got no momentum.
So another lifter attempting the same weight, 200 kilos. This is Karen Hestammer. Already guaranteed the silver medal. Just looking to add kilos to her total.
Yeah, you want to get this one on the board because that top of the field is pretty close.
She's got every right to look happy with that. 2-1, a good lift for
Yeah,
Karen.
she's very happy with that.
And a silver medal. And Susanna Kula is coming out for her 3rd.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. I mean, the coach knows her energy levels better than anyone.
And also, she might have come off the platform and said, look, I just made a mistake there, I can do better.
That's right.
Yeah. She looks focused. The world record was 2:07.5, not 20 minutes ago.
Oh, she looks a little bit off centre on that walkout, but she's got it back now.
Now, what do we think about depth?
That's a tough one. Let's wait and see. She gets it in
It's
her
one.
favour.
It's a good lift.
And it moved faster and moved better than her second.
Absolutely. Which is
So,
why I think
you know,
sometimes you grind out a lift and you say to your coach, look, I just messed that up.
Yep.
I can do it better. Give me the opportunity.
Yep, so they made a really good decision on that. And she's put herself in a very, very commanding position overall now.
And she's no slouch on bench either. So it's going to be exciting as we move through this competition. So we're going to take a 20-minute break now. Join us back for bench. Welcome back to the IPF World Equipped Powerlifting Championships live from Viborg, Denmark. We are midway through partway through the 52 kilo class, and we are back for bench. It was an exciting squat session, wasn't it, Gary?
We had all sorts of action happening there. We had world records dropping. We had really interesting with Kula hitting her second attempt there. Looked like, that was her maximum lift,
max.
an RPE 100, and then comes out and absolutely smoked 215 on the third. That was just phenomenal.
So she's pushed her own junior squat world record up quite a distance there, 7.5 kilos, I think, and she only moved that up in September at UK Arnold.
So
And that was only extending from what she'd set it in at 205 in Turkey.
That's a huge, huge progress. And this is what happens with junior lifters as well. I mean, their progress is phenomenally fast, and it's strength, but it's also learning the equipment and learning the technique as well.
So we're underway, and we have Huang Kui Chan from Chinese Taipei opening with 60 kilos. Now she had a beautiful squat.
Yeah, it was absolutely spot on the money. Everything was smooth. Everything just sat into place perfectly.
And I think her bench is going to be the same.
It looked pretty much as smooth, didn't it? She's a very composed lifter.
Now here's Ava Buxbaum from Denmark. Hot off the back of extending her own M2 world record and squat.
Yeah, she's had a fantastic session in the squats. Let's see how her bench is going. She's had a busy year of competition.
Stays patient, gets a great touch. And like all her lifts, slow and steady wins today.
Yeah, I mean, it's just her lifting style. There's nothing, super fast about it, but it's very smooth, very controlled.
Chinese Taipei bar is loaded. The Seoul Chinese Taipei, 85 kilos. Goodwin and Sihochka get ready.
Next out is Sui J from Chinese Taipei for 85.
Right up on top of those shoulders. A little bit unsteady, but nothing to worry about. I mean, that's often just the way a shirted bench is sometimes.
Get ready. Bars loaded, 85 kilos. Emma Goodwin, Great Britain.
Okay, next out we have Emma Goodwin.
Yeah, she had a great time on squats, did really well there, and has put herself in a really good position.
She has, but bench is not her favourite.
So the important thing for her now is not to try and go out there and do anything crazy. It's just put some kilos on that total and conserve a little bit of energy for that deadlift that we know she's got such a solid deadlift. Oh, she'd have worked through that shirt there. Gets a good touch on it though, but then it just shifted forward a little bit.
I think her left arm, she just lost control. It went a little bit over the top on the left-hand side.
Let's have a look at the replay.
Yeah, we won't really see that from this side, I don't think. Oh, look how far forward her elbows are.
Yeah, it was a really hard touch.
But she goes right over on her left wrist there. So let's hope she can hit that next time out. And we have Victoria Cichocka from Poland. Out now for 87.5. She gave us a fright on squats. But she got one in on her
Left it right
third.
to the last one.
Still a sub-junior. Last year was a sub-junior, I think.
You see that shirt compressing her chest. Plenty of speed, but just a little bit off centre. Her left arm moved a lot faster and just really put her out of balance. And this is, you know, the whole thing with a quick bench. It can be so hard just to get a lift on the board.
So here is Sandrine Keenadon. She was 2 out of 3 on squats, I think. She's going to open at 90, which is not far off her best, actually, 95. She's matched her bench shirt to her team colours there quite well.
It's quite worked out quite well with the katana. Yeah, got a nice touch there, and really managed the shirt well on the way up. You could see it wanted to push in a different direction, but she used that well.
She got a red card from the side referee. That's for touching your belt, or not touching the chest. So that was an interesting call. But here's Carmen Bueno, opening with 102.5.
Yeah, she had a good last squat. She's got some real positive momentum from a teammate as well, which is great. She looks a little bit awkward there, but managed it quite well.
It's not the best angle, really, top down to see what's going on. But she's on the board.
Loaded, 107.5 kilos, Estava, Norway.
So here's Karen Hesthammer. She had a great time on squats.
Yeah, I'm really looking to see how her bench goes. She's usually quite a good bencher. I haven't seen her for a while. She hasn't had to travel too far either, which is good. Smooth touch, very smooth
very
lift.
nice.
Really well controlled. They've got that shirt set perfectly for the opening lift. Didn't have to fight it too hard, but still got what you needed out of it.
Yeah, that was a great opener from Karen.
Bar is loaded, 115 kilos, Derevienko, Ukraine.
Anastasia Derevienko, Ukraine, for 115.
Taking a moment to explain where she wants the bar lifted to. In equipped lifting, it can make a huge difference. A hand out in just the wrong position. Sorts at the bottom there. She came down really fast.
That was quite odd. It came down to the chest and went sideways a little bit. You don't often see a lateral
Yeah,
movement.
she came down quite quickly. And I'm just wondering if that one sleeve might be a fraction twisted or a fraction tighter.
Yeah, she got out of shape with her right arm completely. Well, hopefully she can correct that next time. And we have Gerlin Maipea from Estonia out next for 122.5. Current best is 130.
be well manageable.
Well, it was a lift of 3 parts.
Yeah, she managed it well. She got a really nice touch on the chest there, and got good speed off the chest, but the transition areas were a bit tough. But she kept the momentum going.
Last lifter out is Zuzana Kula from Poland. She extended her own squat world record twice.
Yeah, she was fantastic on squats. That third was absolutely phenomenal.
Now, she has struggled on bench a couple of times in the past, but this is and they did drop this from her original opener of 130. Yeah, handled that well.
Okay. Yeah, look, that was a hard touch for an opener.
Well, I think really she wanted more weight on the bar, but she wanted to make sure of her world record. She has to put up a total.
Well, that's right. That's the other thing
world
we've got to think
record.
about. She's just hit world records in squat. If she doesn't get a lift in here, she loses that world record. So it's really
and of course
important.
we saw that last year with Sen Yang. He took the world
And
squat
it's
record
such
and
a
then
heartbreaking
couldn't hang on
moment.
to his deadlift, so had to give the record back, which, as you say, is heartbreaking. So here is Huang Kuai-chan from Chinese Taipei for 65.
You know, every lift she's done today is just smooth and composed. You know, she comes onto the platform composed, she walks off the platform composed.
Ava Buxbaum next.
She's got an awfully big smile on her face walking onto the platform. Does she know something we don't know?
I think she knows she's an M2 lifter who's holding her own in the open. I think that's something to smile about.
It is definitely something to smile about. Oh, she managed that well.
Maybe not too much more there, though.
Yeah, she drove it back fast, and it almost got away from her.
So next out, Emma Goodwin. She missed this. It wasn't really clear what happened.
Yeah, it was
It isn't
interesting.
always.
And that's the thing. I mean, it was a tough call. I mean, coach-wise, I mean, she had a very hard touch. It was a lot of work to really pull that bar down. And, you know, I think the coach has probably made a couple of tiny little adjustments to that shirt, got it in the right position, and this should manage quite well. Yeah, see, that was a better touch, but she's
she
gotten
dropped
away
it.
from her there. Has she done enough?
I wouldn't like to say.
See, she's got a better touch there, but she just dropped forward at the bottom.
Yeah, just as we said, she got a good touch. It went bang.
Yeah, right there. And that's your example of your shirt finding the easiest path.
Yep, and her butt was off the bench, and yeah,
So she's put herself under a bit of pressure now.
she really has.
And she'd worked hard during the squats to put herself in a good position. Now she's under pressure to stay in the race.
That would have been, that's a PB though. That's more than she's ever pressed in competition. So we have another lifter who is under some pressure now. This is Victoria Chihoska. Missed her opener. It just didn't go, essentially.
Oh, fast off the chest.
Well, it was a mole victory. Did it dip? Yeah, there was some up and down. Blue card on bench is either for lockout or downward movement.
Just super fast off the chest here. She really exploded, which was great.
But she
I think
wasn't underneath it and
I
ready
think it
to
just moved a little
press
bit
it
too
home.
quick.
Yeah.
Wasn't chasing fast enough.
Next up, Sui J. 490.
So a couple of lifters under pressure now.
Not quite there, unfortunately.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get there. Look at the replay. Went down well, slow off the chest, so no momentum to get the lockout.
Sandrine Kinadon next for 92.5. She's only gone up 2.5. Was a little bit of a tough opener.
And of course, plenty of support from Aliko. Oh, it's just a
That's a
little bit
real
too tough.
shame. Yeah, I thought that was going. Ground to a halt.
107.5 kilos on the bar now for Bueno, Ecuador. Esteban Dereviento, get ready.
It's right there. She came well off the chest and moved really well, but just came to a dead stop.
Carmen Bueno, Ecuador. 107.5. She's 2.5 kilos shy of her personal best.
Her opener looked good. That right side's just a little bit slow, isn't it?
Yeah, just a bit scrappy, but a good lift nonetheless.
Doesn't have to be pretty.
Bars loaded, 12.5 kilos for Hestama, Norway.
So here's Karen Hesthammer. Gone up 5.
Yeah, and her opener was quite smooth. I mean, everything went
Her
really
opener
well.
looked great. She's having a great day.
Oh, I just,
what a
just couldn't quite lock
shame.
that out. And what's great about that is she stands up with a smile, so that hasn't knocked her confidence. You know, it's not going to throw off a game now.
I think it's an important point, really. If you fail a lift, there's no point stewing on it. You just put it behind you.
Yeah,
get on
you know what?
with
And
it.
if you handle it the wrong way, it can ruin your next lift as well.
Now, this was a bit of an odd fail for Derevienko on her first. It came down to the chest and seemed to skip sideways.
Yeah, and I mean, did they have a sleeve a little bit twisted too far around?
It's a hard thing to correct if you do. Now, it would be great if Titan put the logos in identical places on the arms so you could figure that out, but they absolutely don't.
I think she's got it
Yeah,
this time. It was a little
so.
scrappy.
Still waiting for one vote to the right-hand referee. Thank you.
But she gets it on the board.
3 white lights. But then again,
There's a little bit of a scrap there, and a little bit of a
Yeah,
tussle
but
for it, but she got it there.
She's back in the game. She doesn't look to be as comfortable as usual under the bar.
bars loaded, 127.5
Girl in
kilos.
Maipea.
Maipea, Estonia.
Estonia. She had a great opener, fairly skipped off the platform. Got up 5 kilos to 127.5.
Yeah, everything was moving very well. You know, sometimes you just have those days where everything seems to work properly.
Taking the time, making sure everything is absolutely perfect.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah, lovely.
A great touch on that, and it showed. I mean, she was in real control.
130 on the bar now, Zuzana Kula, Poland. Last lift in round 2.
Bar path was absolutely spot on, both ways, down and up.
Poland.
And here comes Zuzana Kula.
So this is her second. This was the lift that she was originally going to take on first before they dropped it, which was a very smart decision. You got world records to protect.
Absolutely. It's not always that easy decision though, is it? Quite often it's a case of what's the lightest weight I can still get to my chest. You need the weight on the bar.
And we did note that her first lift, she really had to pull that to her chest. So this will be interesting to see how this one moves.
Easier touch and an easier press.
And that was a very, very nice lift.
3 white lines and a good lift for Kula.
And this is the paradox of equip benching. She put more weight on the bar and pressed it easier.
Yeah, it's such a hard decision at times as well. And it's so hard at times to judge how much more before it becomes, before I need to adjust the shirt again.
It's really difficult. But look how close that Naipea is to Kula now. She's right in the mix there for
closing that gap.
Bench medals. It's a hard thing to explain as well. We have Huang Kui-chan on the platform right now for 70 kilos. I'm sure she'll make this look as... Oh, no. I was about to say make it look as easy as all the rest.
She had to have one, come on.
She just looks a bit rueful and confused as she comes
Yeah,
off the
I don't
platform.
think she expected to be quite that tough on the chest there.
But it's a difficult thing to explain to people that you need the weight on the bar to get a better touch, to get a better press out. If you're fighting the shirt and it comes down slightly off, you're not going to get all the benefit of the stored energy. Eva Buxbaum, 80 kilos. A second was tough.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, it's such a balance finding the right weight, getting the shirt right. I mean, that's why we quite often see in a quick bench, you know, missed openers, missed seconds, then smashing a third.
That's a tough lockout, but I think she did it.
I think she got it there.
2 to 1, good lift.
2 to 1, a good lift for Eva Buxbaum. She is 6 for 6.
She needs this to stay in the competition.
She's having a fantastic day.
Team GB and everybody else, come on, let's make some
Now,
noise.
this is not the first time Emma's been in this position, so...
No, she's no stranger. She's no stranger to this sort of pressure.
I was here myself at the UK Arnold, walking out for my third with nothing on the board. It's not that unusual in equip benching.
No, and look, and she's not an
Dean
inexperienced
Bowring
lifter.
in her corner there, so she's got the best possible help. And as you say, she's an experienced lifter. This will not throw her. She's never been a big fan of bench. Big deadlifters off and on.
Everyone has their favourite lift.
But look at those long arms. That bar has a long way to go.
Come on, Emma, lock it out.
Oh, did she get the command? No.
I'm sorry, that is no lift. No lift.
So that'll be very disappointing.
90 on the bar now.
That's a real shame because that will put crimp in whatever plans she had to maybe take a run at the deadlift record again. I was really hoping to see her get
Yeah,
that.
look, it is. I mean, it's equipped lifting. I mean, it happens to all of us at some point.
All equipped lifters know they're going to bomb in the end. It's coming for you in the end.
Yeah, I remember sitting there in the commentary booth with Tony Cliff in Dubai. After
Where he went
I
1
think,
for
I think
9,
he
was
won
it?
1 for 9. He got 1 deadlift in, I think, didn't he?
But bless him, he still kept going out for him.
He absolutely did. And as he said, I mean, it's equipped lifting, and you've got to take risks to win.
So here's Sui Jie from Chinese Taipei. That was her second attempt at 90.
Sorry, that is no
Still
lift,
a
no
little
lift
bit
for Sue.
too
90
heavy.
on the bar now. Victoria Sihochka of Poland. Once again, she needs this to stay in the competition. The bar is loaded. Come on, people, make some noise! Bar loaded! Sihochka,
So here we go, we
90
have
kilos,
another lifter in
Poland.
trouble. She's gone up 2.5.
Goodbye.
Sometimes it's the answer.
Yeah, I looked at that earlier. She put it up there, and you're right. I mean, sometimes that extra little bit of weight is all you need to get a little bit more out of the equipment.
She doesn't seem overly stressed.
Now, it doesn't seem to have rattled her at all. She doesn't seem to be looking like she's feeling under pressure.
Difficult touch, but I think she
It
got
looks
the
good
press.
though. She had plenty of speed, and that extra couple of kilos. Look at the difference it did to the speed off the chest.
92.5 on the bar now.
So she's back again. She is 2 for 6. She keeps giving us a bright and then getting her third in.
Bars loaded. 92.5 kilos. Kinadol, Sweden.
Sandrine Kinadon next from Sweden. Another attempt at 92.5.
Yeah, the second attempt, it just looked a little bit too much, didn't it? But as we know, in a quick bench, you get out the back, make some changes, do a few things, and suddenly you absolutely smoke it.
But she's not really left much behind here. She got 90.
Look at that.
Nice and easy.
Looked nothing like her last 2 lifts.
Absolutely nothing.
112.5 on the bar now. Counter
She's
20.
walking off the platform now going, why couldn't I do that 2 lifts ago?
But she's had a difficult prep, so I think she considers this to be a triumph, just being here and getting her lifts in.
Ecuador.
We have Carmen Bueno next for 112.5.
Oh, it's tough. Getting that right arm lock. I don't think so.
Just didn't quite get it locked out.
That's a shame. So close, but no lift. They were playing for Bueno. 112.5 on the bar now. Cameron Hesthammer, Norway. Second attempt at this weight. Then again, come out here. Cooler get ready bar is loaded on 112.5 kilos. So Cameron Hesthammer, Norway.
So here comes Karen for 112.5. It's still a little way below her personal best.
So I'm just trying to recall the second lift.
She couldn't lock it out. It was right at lockout.
So we'll be looking for some speed off the chest to really chase it up there and get under it. And it's just, the speed just isn't there.
Well caught. That is no lift for Hesthammer.
Yeah, quite often, if you're struggling at lockout, as you say, it's speed off the chest, not lockout work that you're
Cooler
looking.
get ready. Bars loaded.
So we have 3 benches left. So here is Derevienko. She took the bronze on squats, and it looks like she's going to take the bronze as well on bench.
Yeah, so she's solid on bronze on bench, and this isn't going to change that. And this is an extra couple of kilos.
I mean, quite often this is the sort of performance that that wins you titles. Just keep adding kilos to the bar. You don't have to take the gold medal in any of the individual lifts to win the overall
Yeah,
title.
you just got to keep adding to that total. Look for the opportunities.
Yeah, that looked better than a second, I thought.
That looked really good.
3 white lights and a good lift for Derevienko.
She got a great breath on that one. You could see from the overhead angle when she took that breath, her whole body braced.
Last 2 bench presses of the day.
She had very good form on that one.
Now look at this. This is Girli Maipeja from Estonia. She's going to attempt to move into gold medal position on bench.
Bars loaded, 132.5 kilos by Pia, Estonia.
Cooler has got her eye on the prize at the very end here. She's not going to get caught up in any games. A little bit wobbly there.
One.
Yeah,
That was
it
a
was just too
valiant
much.
effort.
She put in everything she had for it. It was a little bit all over the shop on the way down.
Still, she comes away with the silver medal.
Yep, absolutely. A world championship.
Bar is loaded, 135 kilos. Kula, Poland.
Yeah, you can see when she starts to give everything there, the body starts to lift.
So here is the phenomenal Susanna Kula.
And she has been outstanding today. Has put herself in a very commanding position.
Very familiar face there, the Polish coach. Arkadiusz Sznojek. Probably saying that completely wrong. I asked him what his lifters, and how to pronounce his lifters' names. I've never asked him about his own. But here's Susanna Kula for 135. She already has the gold.
Oh,
Wow,
she's giving
what
it
a
everything.
fighter.
I think she's got it there.
She is queen of grind.
She
for
has.
Good lift, a good lift for
sure.
Kula.
That's a phenomenal bench there.
You could probably ask him about his name, but his sense of humour would probably tell you the wrong one.
He probably would.
The platform.
So
What a
that-
great lift, though.
I mean, that's phenomenal. She's 6 for 6 with a couple of world records in her pocket, and I think she's on course for the total world record as well.
Yeah, she
We'll let her
really
get
needs
her
to put a
deadlift
deadlift
in
on the
before-
board, and then
yeah.
she can focus.
So we're going to take a 20-minute break now. You won't want to miss deadlifts. We are back at the IPF World Equipped Powerlifting Championships. They say that the party doesn't start till the bar hits the floor, and the bar has hit the floor, so let's get this party started.
The deadlift party is just about to kick off. And, you know, it's been an interesting session, a tough session for some of these ladies as well. But now they've got to pull themselves together.
And
get back
we're
out
at the
there.
pointy end, so this is where it counts. So the standings are on the screen for you at the moment. The subtotal. So Susanna Kula is leading by clear 40 kilos, but Derevianko in second place is under massive pressure from Karen Hestammer of Norway. So there we go. The bar has hit the floor, and we are ready to go.
And that is the
No,
fastest
no.
entry. No.
Okay, we had a little bit of confusion there. We were counting down to be ready to start the session, and the lifter saw her name and thought it was her lift.
And look, it does happen. She saw the clock, and it's really easy to do when you're focused like that. She's looked up, she's seen the clock counting down, and thought, "Oh my
Everyone was
gosh!"
shouting at her, but you are so single-minded when you
When you are getting out of that platform, you are so focused. You could tell someone the building's on fire. They're probably not going to take any notice. I'm
So
sorry, I don't care. I'm lifting this.
So she has done a final warm-up now.
Okay, we're loading the bar to 130.
It was a nice lift.
It was, but now she's going to have to do it again. So we are now properly underway, and here is Gerlin Maipaya. She took the silver medal in bench, and she's about to open a deadlift with about the same weight.
Man, absolutely perfect.
Phenomenal. And that's what makes a great lift. It didn't fluster her that there'd been a bit of confusion and she had to do it again.
And
she just came out and did
it's
the job.
really easy to get confused when you're a lifter, when something happens and you're so focused. I mean, if a name's wrong or someone says something, you have no idea what they've
Well, I think in this
communicated
case,
with you.
she arrived ready for a lift, saw her name in 10 seconds on the clock, and just went for it. So here is Sui J from Chinese Taipei for 140.
Oh, nice opening lift.
Yeah, she had a little bit of trouble on bench, but that was super easy.
Yeah, she's back on track again.
Get ready. Bars loaded.
Sandrine Kinoden now from Sweden. Opening with 145.
Yeah, she didn't have the easiest time on bench.
She needs to keep hold
Yeah,
of
she
that
needs
bar.
to
really.
really control. I mean, the rules state you've got to hold, be in control all the way to the floor.
It's an unusual looking sumo. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah,
Seem to have a narrower stance than her.
yeah, in the last couple of years, we're seeing quite a few more variations of the foot position.
Here's Huang Guai-chan from Chinese Taipei for 145. And she is built to deadlift, isn't she?
Yeah, she looks really good out there on the deadlift platform. Still very composed, every lift.
So Victoria Cichowska from Poland. She's been giving us all manner of frights all day. But let's hope deadlift goes a little bit more smoothly. It hasn't phased her at all, has it? She's happy as anything.
Yeah, look, I mean, she never even looked like she was under pressure when she came out for her third bench. It was just all part of the job.
Good lift, she's on the board, first time of asking.
Bars loaded.
So next out is Ava Buxbaum. She's opening with 155. She has the deadlift world record at 166. So she is within range as long as this moves well.
Yeah, it's certainly not out of reach. And that moved quite well.
Good lift, 3 white lights. 155 of our now, Susanna Kula, Poland.
She's within range as well of the total world record, which is not hers, so that would be a nice addition for her. But here comes Susanna Kula, and she really is team subtotal. She was she took the gold in squat, she took the gold in bench, but she is not the last out on deadlift.
No, she needs to put this one on the board too, to solidify everything. Well done.
And realistically, that makes Susanna Kula the Open World Champion.
Yeah, and that solidifies that total now, and that's a really good move. She opened at a really good weight, nothing she couldn't handle, puts the total, locks it in.
Make
and
sure
now,
those world records.
Now she can really have some fun.
So here's Carmen Bueno, Ecuador, opening with 165. Tough break from the floor, but moved nicely once it got going.
3 white lights, and a good lift for Bueno, 165 of the round out, and a test time at Norway. Bar is loaded.
Next out, we have Karen Hesthammer, Norway. And I can hear the Norwegians team have got their clappers out in the audience.
I think every year they have them, don't they?
They do. Karen's opening with 165.
Yes, there's the traditional Norwegian clappers.
She's deadlifting there with her squat suit on backwards. So here's Emma Goodwin. She struggled a bit on bench, so she's not going to be able to make a total.
Yeah, it's tough, but she has a really good deadlift, and she just needs to shake that off. I mean, I saw her out the back afterwards, and she was laughing and looked in great spirits, so she's shaking it off and come out to focus now.
So of course she can't take a record, but she can still take medals in the deadlift.
Oh, she made that look easy.
Yeah, lovely. She's done 190, 190, 192, I think, in the past.
That was super fast. It looked like a warm-up.
Last opening deadlift here is Anastasia Derevienko. She has the Ukrainian team themed wristbands on that were produced in support of the Ukraine Development Fund, an IPF initiative to support the Ukrainian powerlifters. Oh, wow.
And she made that look easy as well.
She really did. I think she's well matched with them.
Yeah,
I think she's done about the
It's
same.
going to be a real
192.
battle for the gold here in deadlift. I mean, I will say that I think Emma's looked a little quicker and a little easier. I think she might have a little bit more in her tank, but...
So this is where we are on deadlifts. Emma's lighter, and Derevienko did not go past with the same weight. So we have a real battle here, don't we? We have matched pairs: 175, 165, 155, 145. So no matter where you are in the field, you're in a little battle.
I think they were all at the back
deadlift
drawing
places
numbers out of a hat there, you know.
there. Girl in my pair. 142.5. Now that was a tough one.
Bear in mind, she has done an extra deadlift.
She has done an extra deadlift, absolutely.
And, you know, it's hard to realise and understand that, but at the end of a competition, that one extra lift is going to have a bit of fatigue factor on her.
Kinard on now.
152.5 kilos. Kinard, Sweden.
152.5. So it's kind of like a semi-sumo, but with the toes turned out a long way.
Sort of almost. I think it's probably not as narrow as it looks, but she has really long legs in that bottom half, and so her legs are still quite perpendicular when she's in position.
And it's important to remember that people's, it's not just the limb length, but even the mechanics of how the femur inserts into the hip varies from lifter to lifter. I can see the jury on their feet. No, we're not. As soon as you see the jury moving,
You
it
always lift your head up, and no, there's still some
there's
guys.
something still going on.
It's just a conversation with referees, so lifters are safe on that one.
This is Sui J from Chinese Taipei for 155. This is a big jump, isn't it?
Yeah, 15 kilos.
Hasn't slowed it down though.
No, it didn't seem to make too much of a difference to her. It moved well.
Still waiting for the centre quote. There it is. Good lift for Sue. 3 white lights. 155 of the bar now. Victoria Stichocka, Poland. Bar loaded.
Probably just a smidge slower through the midsection, but that's it.
Get ready.
Victoria Cichocka, Poland. Deadlift going a little better than the other two. She nearly got knocked off her feet there.
Yes, the expression on her face was definitely, I'm awake.
Oh, that's a tough pull.
Oh, and it's
what a
dipped.
shame.
Yeah, dip down in the middle there.
I'm sorry, that is no lift. Blues for downward movement.
The bar must travel all the way to lockout with no up and down. And there was the
Yeah.
up and down.
Loaded. Kula and full spot. Get ready. Loaded for Huang.
Huang Hui-chan, Chinese Taipei for 160. This is another big jump.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I mean, you don't sort of expect the larger jumps in the lighter weight classes, but there's
No.
quite a few big jumps here. Yeah, it's too much of a
Too
jump, though, I
much,
think.
Yeah.
Sorry, just a little too heavy on this occasion. That is no lift for Huang. 165 of the bar now. Susanna Kula, Poland. Bueno, get ready.
So Kula next, and this will take the junior total record.
She has had a fantastic day. You know, and looking at her opening lift, this is only 10 kilos on top of her opener.
165 kilos.
And that opener moved really well.
World Junior Total Record. Bye.
So excuse me, I said this wasn't her own record. It is, of course, her own record. She set this in the Arnold, the UK Arnold in Great Britain
She's
in
an
September.
absolutely outstanding lifter. And still junior. And here taking out the World Championship in the Opens.
Let's see those lights. New Junior
And
Total
she has
Record.
extended her lead
She
and
wants
her
that
own
record.
junior
It still
total
is, and
record.
she's got another attempt at that, so we are now loading the bar to 167.5 kilos.
That one was a little slower.
This will be, if successful,
But you'd expect that.
World Masters 2
So here we go with
record
Eva
for
Buxbaum.
of Denmark.
We have had bagfuls of world records today.
World
It's
M2
fantastic.
deadlift record. God save
We have. So she set the record at 166 in St. John's about 3 weeks ago. Will this take the total? This will match, but not take the total record too.
Oh, she's got to work for it. I think she's there.
But she's prepared to work.
She's happy with that.
And if she can put 2.5 kilos on it, she will take the total record too. Carmen Bueno next, Ecuador, looking for 170 for her second.
And just taking the 5 kilo jump there. And I think that 5 kilo jump was a really good decision. The fatigue from the day is setting in a little bit.
Next out we have Karen Hesthammer, Norway. She's gone up to 177.5. This will move her into deadlift gold and also in up to silver medal in the overall, with Derevienko still to pull.
That puts her in a good position here. Has she still got enough left in the tank? Oh, that's tough. That's going to take it out of her too.
No.
Not quite there.
If she can just hit a bit harder from the floor.
Yeah, and you can see with some of these second lifts, the fatigue is starting to kick in now. You know, I mean, it's so important to train for lifting endurance as well.
And I think that's why it's important to have some SBD sessions in your training. So many people train the lift separately.
Yeah.
And it comes to competition day and you've never
Suddenly
done a
you've got to do 3
deadlift
of each
after
lift.
squat and bench. So here's Anastasia Derevienko, Ukraine, looking for 182 kilos, just over 400 pounds. Fast.
No problem with that lift at all.
That's a good lift. 3 white lights.
That moved just as well as her opener.
Great Britain. Last lift in round 2 by Kia and Kinabo will follow in.
So that gives her the gold for now, but here comes Emma Goodwin.
Yeah, she's going to have a tough job holding on to this gold medal. Emma Goodwin had a tough time on bench and she's looking for some redemption now.
Absolutely, it'd be great to see her take the top step.
Bar is loaded. 185 kilos, Emma Goodwin, Great Britain.
Her opener was superb.
Yeah, it was like a rocket. You know, this is only 10 kilos, 175 to 185. I think this will move super fast as well. And it did. Looks like another warm-up.
I'd say that moved easier than Derevienko's.
Yeah, it's Derevienko's going to be really tough to take the gold. I mean, Emma's got a lot of motivation now as well. I mean, having the tough time on the bench, this is an opportunity to sort of redeem yourself a little bit.
It's just a shame she can't chip that record. So there are the overall standings for you. Susanna Kula is not as far ahead as she was, actually. Derevienko's closed that gap quite a long way. I mean, I don't think she's in any danger, but it's surprising
if there was 2 lifts left up the sleeve, there'd be an opportunity, but with the one, I just don't think it's close enough.
This girl in my pair, Estonia, for 145. And that is not breaking the floor.
I mean, that's a tough ask too to come out for a fourth one.
Yeah, it is a bit. It is a bit.
Yeah, and she knows in herself that it's fatigued her, but she's had a great day. She's got a total in there at a world championship.
Sandrine Kinardon from Sweden is going to finish up her day with 157.5.
Is loaded. 157.5 kilos for Kinardon, Sweden.
She's fired up for this last one.
Oh, that was a well-judged third attempt.
Gave it
wasn't
everything.
Yeah.
Got it there.
Brilliant.
Yeah, another couple of kilos might have just been too much.
Huang Kui Chan, Chinese Taipei. She is going to try 160 for the second time.
Yeah, she just couldn't get it really moving. I mean, she got it off the ground, just didn't want to go all the way. She's gonna have to really bring some fire to the platform if she wants this.
Wow,
It's
some
just
real
not gonna
heart
get there.
there, but not quite.
She gave it everything. She left it all out there on the platform.
Referee, can you press your button, please? Yep, thank you. So we knew it was no lift, but we have to get the button.
You know, we can certainly say she gave it everything. She didn't leave anything behind.
Su Ije, Chinese Taipei now for 162.5. And she took a 15-kilo jump to a second, which didn't seem to, as you said, slow her down much. But
Not a
this
whole
is
lot.
another 7.5.
Is it? You know, I mean, how much has she got left in the tank? And it's really hard to judge at this end of the competition as well. You know, and sometimes you don't realise how fatigued you are until you go to pull that bar. Oh, she's giving it everything. I think she's got it there.
Wow. That was exactly the
Wow,
right number.
that was fantastic. Picked that absolutely perfectly.
Victoria Stichowska. Poland, Kula and Buxbaum, get ready. Bars loaded, 162.5 kilos, Stichowska.
Victoria Cichowska, Poland. Missed 155, gone up to 162.5. Not quite there.
Certainly gave a good effort, but it is tough.
Well, she's had a tough day, but she got a total as a sub-junior in the Open World
Which is
Championship.
absolutely amazing.
Extend Kula's junior total record if successful.
So next up we have Susanna Kula. What a way to end your junior year, winning the Open World title.
Certainly sends a message to the Opens, doesn't it? Yeah. I finish with juniors, I'm coming for you.
Junior total record extension attempt. Davai Kula.
Here we go. This will move her total record on a little.
So can the adrenaline beat out the fatigue?
Yes, it can.
It certainly has.
Three
White lights.
New junior total record
That's
for
absolutely
Kula.
phenomenal. It's given her a 520 kilo total.
It's huge.
172.5 on the bar now for Eva Buxbaum of Denmark. this will extend Buxbaum's deadlift record and get a total record.
So Ava Buxbaum next. She pushed on her own deadlift world record, M2 world record last time. This will also take the total record.
It is a world record bonanza here today. It's just amazing that, you know, all these weight classes, not quite there today. But it's amazing.
She got a fair amount of prizes there,
Absolutely,
didn't she?
and it's amazing that all these weight classes, men and women alike, every year, they're getting stronger. Their technique is changing. We're learning more. It just continues to go. You know, just when you think no one could possibly lift anymore, someone
Along comes
does.
some sub-junior and smashes it out of the park.
Along comes some sub-junior, makes me feel terrible about myself.
Here's Carmen Bueno, Ecuador, looking for another 5 kilos. This will get her onto the deadlift podium, but we still have a little way to go to decide those medals. Wow, what a gutsy pull. I
Just
don't,
can't quite hold on to it.
yeah, she just couldn't get through.
That is no lift, I'm afraid. No lift for Bueno, I'm sorry. Ripped in the end. 177.
So that leaves her in 4th place with 457.5 £1,000 total. That's not too bad, is it?
It's a pretty impressive day.
So Karen Hestammer, she missed this last time. I'm not sure if she just didn't quite get it right. I think if she hits this hard,
Yeah, she's just going to have to bring a lot of motivation.
well, this will give her the deadlift bronze. That's a little bit of motivation. She's fairly well established for the overall bronze.
Oh, it's moving now. Oh,
That's
keep
gonna
it
be a
squeezing.
tough lockout, though.
I think she's got it there,
She
though.
has.
She has.
Right, so,
We have an attempt change. We are loading about to
okay, we had an attempt change, which just stretched us for a minute.
Anastasia Derevianko, Ukraine. She will be followed
But
by
we
Emma
just
Goodwin.
glory in that
She gets
absolutely
this, she will get
gutsy
deadlift
pull
gold.
by
That
Karen
was
Hestammer.
phenomenal.
So she has the bronze in deadlift and the bronze overall.
However, this will get her deadlift gold and a beautiful round 500 kilo total.
So here comes Anastasia Derevianko. She had 195.5 in her third, but she's come down to 190. This is for deadlift gold.
Yeah, I mean, this is a smart move. Drop it a little bit, get it on the board. You know, you've got a shot at taking the gold medal in deadlift. You're already secure in your total ranking, so. Oh, it was just a little bit too much there. She just got a little bit out of sorts about halfway up there. And I don't think it was a case that it was too much or too heavy. I think she just got a little bit out of shape.
It's such a technical lift sumo,
So
and in a suit as well.
I was just going to say it was 192.5, but it is not.
So we have an attempt change.
It is 195.
Emma Goodwin is going to put in 195. She absolutely smokes 185.
yeah, and I've got no reason to assume that 195 wouldn't move fast as well, looking at the previous two lifts.
She can't take the deadlift record because she doesn't have a total, but she's already guaranteed the deadlift gold.
Something of a deadlift specialist.
So she's going to come out to match the deadlift record.
The bar is loaded at 195 kilos. Emma Goodwin. Great
Yeah, this is a
lift.
good lift. I mean, they could have had 197.5 of there. It wouldn't have been an official record.
No.
You know, you're really
And it's a bit more risky, you know.
Yep. This one, you know, this one is part of the method of, or the part of the pathway to the world record.
Now, she pulled this last year at Stavanger. Her grip let her down for the first time in her career.
Her grip's been looking really good
It
today.
has, it
It
has.
didn't falter at all.
Wow,
Gosh,
look at
that moved fast.
Great job. 3 white lights and a good lift. And a good win.
Oh, she's. I
Yeah.
think there's a real balance there between frustration
Yeah,
and
there's,
delight.
there's a little bit of
Yeah.
heartbreak and a little bit of, oh my gosh.
Short break while we reach
But she
So
absolutely smashed that, didn't she? So, you know, look out for her at the next competition.
I think you're going to have to watch out for that deadlift record going at the next Europeans.
Get that bench worked out, and she is going to be unstoppable.
So those are the deadlift medals, with Emma Goodwin taking gold, Derevienko taking silver, and Hestheimer taking the bronze. And there we have the overall. Susanna Kula, an absolute
She was just
phenomenal-
outstanding today,
yeah.
wasn't she?
Takes the gold ahead of Derevienko with the silver, and Karen Hestheimer takes the bronze. We're going to have the medal ceremony coming up soon. I hope you'll stick around for that. And then tomorrow we start at 12 noon CET for the men's 66
Yeah, we've got a
kilo
great
class.
lineup tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Don't miss out on those ones tomorrow.
Join us then.
Thank you. The participation medals are being presented by Gaston Farage, IPF President, and Morten Rasmussen, the Meet Director. Now we move to the individual medals first of all. First of all, squat. Taking squat bronze with 192.5 kilos from Ukraine, Anastasia Derevyanko. Squat silver with 200 kilos from Norway, it's Karen Hesthammer. And squat gold with 215 kilos from Poland, Zuzana Kula. Great job, ladies, thank you. And now to bench press. Bench press bronze with 117.5 kilos goes to Ukraine's Anastasia Derevyanko. Bench press silver with 127.5 kilos goes to Estonia's Gelin Maipia. And bench press gold with 135 kilos goes to Poland's Zuzana Kula. Well done, ladies. Thank you. And now to deadlift. Deadlift bronze with 177.5 kilos goes to Norway's Karen Hesthammer. Deadlift silver with 182.5 kilos goes to Ukraine's Anastasia Derevyanko. And deadlift gold with 195 kilos goes to Great Britain's Emma Goodwin. Great job, ladies, well done, thank you. And now to the overall, thank you. So, in bronze medal position with 485 kilos from Norway, Karen Hesthammer. Overall silver with 492.5 kilos goes to Ukraine's Anastasia Derevyanko. And your new Open World Champion, still a junior, just, with 520 kilos, it's Poland's Zuzana Kula! Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Poland. Well done, ladies. Great job. Great competition. And if you would rejoin your compatriots at the back of the stage, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving these amazing ladies a round of applause as they follow the technical controller from the platform. That concludes the session for today. We will begin again tomorrow at, bear with me, 12 o'clock.